Let's talk about the P's of America. The P's of America are pretty straightforward. You raise your children to be productive, performing, and prosperous, right? That's the goal and supposed to be the goal of every parent. If you failed to teach your child how money comes into the home, that's on your life. But how you teach them what to do with their money and manage their money and how high they can aspire, that too is on your life. We can take the example of Vice President Kamala Harris, whose mother obviously conspired and inspired her to be able to think that she could go as high as she could want to in life. And she set her goals. She went to a black college. She got in the right situation. She did the right decisions in her career. She had a lot of experience fighting for people's rights. And now she is president elect. In other words, vice president. God forbid something happened to Papa Biden. But here's the reality. We have opportunities in America, each and every one of us, to take advantage of. And when people try to tell you you're not worth it, you don't need them in your life. But at the same time, we don't want people pitching for pie in the sky. But the reality is we have the right to be safe in our personhood, meaning we're not going to be sexually assaulted or physically abused or have our beard or our body hair cut off by a total stranger because they're getting off on the humanity of their ideology. Does that make sense? We also have the right to be safe and secure in our legal documents and our legal paperwork that says it's totally ours and no one else has the right to touch it or create records on it without our consent. We also have the right to have the safety and security of our possessions. You see, all these things are underneath the Fourth Amendment, which brings us to the Second Amendment that says we have the right to self-defense. But in life, we have to talk about the reality of communities. And when you're trying to be a community servant, what usually fails people is when they stop listening and they get hell-bent on their ideas of what's right for someone's life, when it's not that person's desire at all. It is absolutely true that there are panhandlers, there are impoverished people that never think or believe they will ever get out of poverty, and they don't care to. They don't mind the life of sleeping late and getting up and going and begging for pocket change and doing things like that. There are other people like me that fell into homelessness because of attacks on his life and all of the personhood, paperwork, and property of my life, and openly are working their ass off to get out of it because life is still meant to be lived without strife and without struggle. But there is a group of people, of select people, that want to keep impeding my life because of something private that they think they're entitled to knowing or feeling, which they're not. In America, we have rights, and our rights are often being abused by any person who tries to take over our conversation and finish our sentences who doesn't have the right to do that.